Right. I think we're almost there with the table, so we can continue with what I'm calling our Scale Up to Succeed program of conversations in this first part of the morning on the Agora stage. So how about you join me in welcoming to the stage our moderator and our panelists. Please put your hands together for Head of Entrepreneurship at the Cámara de Terrassa, Montse Junyent. Also, we have Government Relations Senior Manager at TikTok, Ana Abade, Managing Director at Wayra, Paloma Castellano, co-founder and CCO at Icana, François Centeno, and we are very grateful to our sponsor, Cámara de Comercio de España, for supporting this session. Please welcome our panelists to the stage. I'm hoping there's enough chairs for you all there. I think there will be.
So, scaling is not just growth. Growth can happen accidentally, but scaling cannot. Scaling requires structure, focus, operational maturity, and the right timing. To give you a little bit of background, with this mindset, the Spanish Chamber of Commerce launched Impulsa Startup 3 years ago, an incubation and acceleration program designed to strengthen the entrepreneurial ecosystem and support innovative ventures at different stages of development. Today, 30 chambers of commerce all across Spain are actively deploying this initiative, reinforcing a coordinated national effort to foster scalable entrepreneurship. For this reason, we are here today, and we are pleased to host today's session, bringing together 3 leading figures from the ecosystem who offer complementary perspectives on a key challenge for any startup: how to scale without losing focus, culture, or operational strength. My name is Montse. I am Head of Entrepreneurship at Terrassa Chamber of Commerce, and I am very happy to share stage today with François Centeno, co-founder and CCO of Icana, a company that designs quantitative investment strategies in digital assets for family offices and institutional investors. Thank you, François, for being here.
Thank you, Montse.
They completed the acceleration phase of the Impulsa Startup program at Cáceres Chamber of Commerce. And they have translated innovation into scalable execution. Our next speaker is Ana Abade, Government Relations Senior Manager at TikTok, representing a global platform that supports startups and provides powerful tools to accelerate their scalability through visibility, community, and commerce solutions such as TikTok Shop. Let me also please welcome Paloma Castellano, Managing Director of Wayra, Spain, Telefónica's corporate venture capital and open innovation hub. Wayra invests in high-potential startups and connects them directly with Telefónica's global capabilities, enabling strategic partnerships that accelerate real market deployment. Thank you all for being here, and please, let's get this panel started.
Thank you.
First of all, I'd like to start by understanding how each of you approaches scalability. So, François, you've been through the scaling journey firsthand as a founder. How did you manage to scale Icana? How do you approach scalability?
Okay. Thank you very much for inviting me, first of all. Well, of course, there are many different aspects that influence the scalability. But I think that from our side, since the beginning, it was really important to be brutally honest with what was really working and what was not working as well as it should in the company. Because if you start scaling and the base, you have some problems, then you're going to have many issues in repairing them. For example, from our side, when we, in the first phase of Icana, our thesis and our strategy fundamentals were very strong. But as we saw that the digital asset market was evolving, that the institutional adoption in digital assets and expectations was also maturing, we saw that what was working in the first phase of our company was probably not going to work in order to scale in a really truly regulated financial environment. So we decided to don't focus that much on the growth at that stage and to pivot and focus more on the robustness of the business. So on the risk metrics, on the frameworks that we had, on the infrastructure that we had in order to be able to be more, to access more the compliance needs that we were going to have from our clients, no? So this is one important thing, but also I believe that at the end, AI is a big thing right now, no? But humans are always very important, and in order to scale a company, the team is the most important thing from my side. And this is what we always say at Icana, that we are the proudest. We have been able to build a really strong team. They have ownership. They are very disciplined. We need to serve a very specific type of client. And I would say that team is something really important in the scalability process.
Perfect. So that's your perspective from an operator side. Now we're going to have Anna's position as a global platform. How does startup scalability connect with TikTok?
So thank you so much for bringing me here to this beautiful Barcelona. I don't know how many of you use TikTok or TikTok Shop. I'm not going to ask you to raise a hand because I really hate those moments. But if you have ever shopped on TikTok Shop, probably you think that it's a great way to discover new products. Actually, that is what 8 in 10 people of our users say. So, I mean, it's a great way. Being on TikTok Shop and being on TikTok is a great way to being in a global stage. And we believe that we are supporters of that scalability for 2 main products. The first one is our advertising product. It drives efficiency. SMEs or startups, when they are in their initial step, maybe they don't have big budgets to invest on marketing, but they can do so on TikTok. And actually, we've driven 400 million savings in marketing just last year alone in the European Union. And the second thing is through our TikTok Shop experience, because it is an additional sales channel. We always say it's an additional thing. It needs to have someone behind. It needs to have a real product, a real company, and then it's a good way to exposure that product. Just last year alone, we helped 6.5 million businesses to expand internationally in the European Union. And I think this is, it's why, so why we achieved this, it's because we are putting online a conversation that used to happen offline. That interaction with the person that was selling you the product in the store, or that interaction through a live streaming showcasing the product, was something that happened offline, and now we are transforming it and bringing it to your screen. So that's where the magic happens.
Perfect. So now it is very clear for us how you support startups in scaling. And Waida, as a corporate innovation and investment arm working closely with startups, how do you approach scalability when evaluating and supporting early stage companies?
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you very much for having me here today. Well, when we approach scalability, for us is a must. In any startup, we have helped, we have invested and helped more than 1,000 companies worldwide to grow. So what we are looking into these companies when we analyze them, and well, some of these facts we learn them the hard way because we failed and we incorporated that into our thesis. So I think that the most important thing for scalability is not the startup. It's not only the startup, but also the market dynamics that the startup is in. So the thesis of the startup, is it attacking a market that is growing? Which dynamics are growing? So for example, now we are, as investors, looking to invest in startups in AI, in cybersecurity, in these areas where there is a wind tail that can help. Then you can never fight in a market that is not growing. We are also looking for startups that are taking advantage of this European wave of sovereignty. And it's not only about the market dynamics, but when we are talking about the scalability, we also need to look about the product and the technology that is behind. So for us, it's very important that this company is prepared for growth. So it's a way of analyzing and running our due diligence, working with the team, and knowing that they can grow. Well, and I think that my colleagues already told that, but I would also stress the importance of the team and of the founder mindset. So it's a transition, and this transition is it's not that easy. I'm really amazed on how you solve that, for a founder it's quite difficult sometimes to let go and build a structure that can grow itself and does not depend on him or her. And that's the 3 main points, I would say.
Perfect. So you focus on the team, maybe. What would be other features that you focus on when identifying promising projects?
Well, when we, as investors, we look for traction, but it's not only traction. It's the structure that let you replicate and scale. So it's not only the early traction that you can get, but how you have established the processes that will help you grow afterwards. So it's not only, it's how prepared you are for growth. And that's the kind of companies that we are looking for. Companies that are in a market that is growing, that are taking advantages of new regulation, of new trends, something that can help them scale, and companies that have the technology and the product ready for a scale, and that's not so easy, I must say, and companies that have the mindset in the founder side, so that they can really create a team that can scale a culture and can go beyond themselves.
Okay, so in TikTok, do you share this vision? Are there any other features that you would say that you would add to this?
So, so talking about mindset, I think it's really important to also have a mindset that welcomes innovation and that allows you to be open for new formats. And this is, you know, what we see in our entrepreneurs in TikTok Shop, that they are embracing a new format of communicating, a new format of knowing what makes them authentic to communicate from that space. And that requires, you know, to be very aware of your brand and also to be very open to changes. So I would say that that is one of the basic things that you need for scaling.
Perfect. So talking about identity and changes, what did happen at Icana? Was it difficult to maintain culture? Are there any strategies that you would recommend to other startups that are in the scaling journey?
I wouldn't say it has been difficult because with my co-founders, we have been since day one very serious about maintaining the culture or building a really strong culture. And in the interviews, for example, that we have done for our first hires and everything, like we knew that the technical part was really important, but there is another aspect. It's depending on which phase you are of your startup, you need a special mindset in the hirings you're having, right? Because it's not the same to be hiring as the first or second employee as the 5th employee. At the end, what we were looking was not only hirings or employees, let's say, but really like partners. And that's how we treat them. And I believe that in order to, why I was saying that it hasn't been so difficult for us to maintain the focus, it's because I think you need not to talk that much, but to demonstrate by actions. And I believe that at Icana, we are very action-oriented. And since day one, when they arrive, they see the culture that we have. They see that we really have a strong vision, that it's always moving a lot. People are coming to the office, partners, possible clients. So since day one, they really feel that culture. And we're really happy because now the employees that we have, we really feel that they are partners from us. So we are very, very proud of this. And not only this, but also we did some investment rounds, and we choose very carefully who was coming in our round table, because money, of course, is important, but especially where we are in digital assets. So digital assets is still, especially in Europe and in Spain, not very mainstream. There is still a bit of fear. So we wanted really players that could understand us and that could support, and that were, how to say it, enough that could see the vision that we had. Like we needed to be very aligned in this, and that is something that we have been able to do. So.
Yeah, you need to feel real connection
Exactly.
with them and be aligned.
Exactly. And she said, Paloma, before something that was really interesting is when you said that the technology is very important to scale, but also the regularity part, no? Digital assets are coming into regulations, and we decided to go for it. Some companies don't want to get regulated. We have decided to go for it, and this has helped us a lot in the investment round, for example, because they see that you're a serious team that really is going for the hard path, because it's really the hard path, but it looks like it's a good decision.
I totally agree.
Perfect. Thank you. So, Paloma, from what you see across your portfolio, what is one of the biggest bottlenecks startups face when scaling?
Well, I would say that most of the cases is the founder's mindset. So when you do not establish a structure that let go decisions, you establish the processes that help you with all of that, and you cannot go through these founder-led sales to a structure that is really scaling. So this is like the moments of truth in any startup when becoming a scale-up. So getting into a team of, I'm not saying that it's easy because it's not easy, but getting up to 1 million in sales, getting up to a team of 20, 40 people that you know by name, all of them, and trying to build a structure that is really scaling, getting from this 1 million to 10 to 100 million in revenues is a totally different game. And as you were saying, you need different profiles, and the founder must be aware of that he may not be the profile. He must surround himself. He has to be not the most brilliant people in the room. He needs more brilliant people than himself or herself to be in that room. And that's one of the moments, because the rest, you can do it. I mean, if you have the market, you have the market dynamics, you are brilliant, you have done to 1 million. Is now it's not only about building a team, but building a structure, processes that are working, things that you are not going to be in. So that's the main moment of truth, I would say.
Perfect. So when we talk about these startups turning into scale-ups, maybe when they are in this transition that they have a limited budget, what would you recommend, Anna, for these startups with a limited budget? How can they gain traction on TikTok, maybe? Can it be a platform, a good platform to grow?
So the good thing about TikTok Shop is that it is very intuitive to use. So the barrier is not that high. And we have different products that can be adapted to different budgets. For instance, we have live shopping, that is a live streaming where you sell your products. You have short videos with a cart that you can just put them out there organically, and people can shop. And then we have the affiliate program where you can basically hire an influencer that can sell your product. However, we have 12,000 stores just in Spain, and all of them have something in common. They have a good story to tell, and they have a smartphone. They don't need much else. And there are many stories, good stories out there that we need to make TikTok Shop appealing for them. And that's why this partnership with Cámara de Comercio is so strategic for us. And thank you so much for everyone that has been involved in doing this partnership, because we are going to launch our SOAR program in Spain. SOAR means support our local artists and retailers. And basically, it's a training program for them to thrive on TikTok Shop. So we will take them through a journey of finding what makes them unique and how they can communicate better on the platform, and also how to scale. So yeah, hopefully next year we will be able to be on the same stage, welcoming people that have been through the SOAR program and that are selling products on TikTok Shop that have been designed and made in Spain.
Perfect. So it's a good strategy that many startups can have in mind. Was it your case? What did you use? What was your strategy to turn your startup to a scale-up?
Mindset is definitely a very important aspect, because at the end, if you're not able to, mindset is going to evolve and even I think it's going to evolve before the company is evolving, because you need to be ready for the growth that is going to happen. So everything comes based on the mindset that you have. In Icana, for example, we have seen that our mindset has evolved. At the beginning, the kind of people we were talking to was more, let's say, retail. So we wanted to scale up because we saw that there was going to be an institutional adoption about digital assets, that they were not going to understand very well what was the value in digital assets most of the time, so that we were going to have to educate, etc. So we had to level up our mindset in that sense. And also, I think the partners with who we're surrounded were really important for that. So we were lucky enough to have, as advisors, some really high profiles, and then also the business angels that were with us. That helped us a lot. Cámara de Comercio also helped us a lot in the beginning to gain a lot of visibility, to understand how the Spanish startup ecosystem was working, so which events you have to go, with who you have to talk, what they like to listen more than other things. So basically, mindset needs to grow before the company does, because things get much easier.
Perfect. And so looking back, which decisions marked a turning point in your growth trajectory? Is there something that you would do different today, that you say, maybe I could have done it better, or I could have done it that way?
For me, yeah. Definitely, there are things that could have been done in a different way or better way. One of the main things was probably doing action, but focused action. So, for example, there is a sentence that Brian Armstrong, the CEO and co-founder from Coinbase, said, that is, actions brings information, right? So you can be analyzing the market a lot of times, but until you don't execute it and you don't have really good feedback, honest feedback, it's really difficult to really know from where you have to or need to scale. So I believe actions is something really important for us. And also, attending a lot of events, talking with other peers has been something really important for us. Talking with, for example, we wanted to address family offices. We thought that we had a really good offer for them, but once we started to talk with them, we saw that, okay, maybe what they need is something different than what we were expecting. So talking a lot with the market and having this feedback is something that was crucial for us, as well as attending events where you talk with other peers and you can learn what is going on the market and adapt to it.
So we note market feedback as a really
Super
important
important.
for scaling. And so, in your experience, because Francois already answered us, more or less, he talked about the mindset, he talked about how difficult it is to scale mindset. What would be your position in this? Anna, for example, what do you find it most difficult to scale? The product, the team, or the mindset?
You want to go?
Whatever. Well, I think I made my point before. I think it's a mindset. I think the main problem when scaling is the founder mindset. And I'm not saying that the rest are easy problems to be solved, but if the founder's mindset does not change and he or she does not build a structure that can scale and a structure of decision. You are no longer the main decision maker. You need to build processes that bring decisions. You need to build a culture inside the company. You are the culture builder. So I believe that if you cannot change your mindset, the company is never going to scale.
Perfect.
I couldn't agree more, and she's the expert. No, I also said it a few minutes ago. I think it's a mindset, and really what makes the difference is to striking the balance between being open-minded, being innovative, being a step forward, and at the same time remaining focused, data-driven, and resilient. Because innovation also brings, challenges, failures. Perhaps it doesn't go as you expect, and you need to pivot from there. But having an open mindset really is what it's going to help you scale beyond where you are.
Yeah.
Perfect. So before we wrap up, if our audience were to remember just one lesson about scaling from today, something that maybe we haven't covered, any lesson that you would give to them, that you would advise?
I can start. I would say find what makes you unique and also have fun on the way. The stores that thrive the most on TikTok Shop are the ones that have super clear what is the different, what makes their product different or unique, and also is the one that are having fun. I'm going to put the example of Wild Rain Cosmetics. Even with that name, it's a local SME from Alicante. She's a dermatologist and she creates the creams herself. And when she's explaining the formula of the creams, she's having fun. And that connects so much with the audience. So yeah, authenticity and having fun.
So it's related to the mindset and the culture that we were talking before.
Yeah.
So not losing this identity, maybe.
Exactly. And she, I mean, for her, TikTok Shop changed her life basically because, you know, she has that thing that connects, and now we're very proud to see that 30% of her whole income is coming through TikTok Shop.
Okay. It's a nice story.
I can jump.
Paloma, if you want
I would, because we have talked a lot about culture. I think it's basic, so no more culture now. I would also, I love something that you said, Francois, about picking your investors. And this is another piece of advice, you know, because when you're in a startup, you have to learn, and you have to learn very fast. You have to fail and learn. But you cannot fail with the companions that you have, especially in your cap table. So my advice would be pick your investors, choose them wisely, because they are going to be partners with you. It's not only the employers, they are also going to help you to build a culture, and there are different types of investors as the company evolves. So maybe change the cap table and make that happen. I would say I love that part about investing.
I will jump on this. I will say one of the most important things is choose the right partners in everything. Like the partners are employees, stakeholders, your co-founders also, because at the end, everything is going to depend a lot on them. You're going to have maybe more fun with them. It's going to be easier. Scaling the mindset is going to be easier. They're going to push you from your comfort zone. So I would say that if I have to choose something really important for scaling is choosing the right partners that you start the adventure and continue the adventure with, without a doubt.
So thank you very much. I hope everyone took notes on that. We had pretty interesting things today, and we had top speakers. So please, a big round of applause for them. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.